Welcome to Hollywood Unapologetic. My name is Orlando Delbert. Wanted to speak a little bit about my experience being disabled in Hollywood. There is a lot of focus on the lack of diversity in the hiring practices by the Hollywood television networks and motion picture studios these days. Much of the attention has been on race, gender, and maybe sexual orientation, but all too often the conversation on disability inclusion is left out of the dialogue. We inside the entertainment industry are very much aware there is a problem. For those of us who have worked with development, financing, and distribution of content, we understand all too well those who make Hollywood's business decisions only follow the money. The expenses involved in many Hollywood productions today are so high, the business machines simply want to minimize their financial risk. This is also why you see a lot of the same talent featured on screen, even to play characters of ethnicities that they just don't fit. This is because a safer bet for their financial return is on someone who has made money consistently. But because of the attentions by the Oscars So White campaign's ideology around diversity in the hiring practices and representation in entertainment, people with disabilities have been left out. From what I've been reading, on-screen talent with visible and non-visible disabilities oftentimes receive negative disgrace by producers and casting directors. This is based on a preconceived bias. Also, a study by the Ruderman Family Foundation earlier this year revealed that despite those with disabilities representing nearly 20% of our country's population, around 95% of characters with disabilities on television are played by able-bodied actors. This is a blatant discrimination against those who are disabled, and by hiring able-bodied talent to play those who are disabled, reinforces stigmas forced upon those who are disabled. As part of the new Hollywood generation, we all need to create the projects we want, hire the people we want, and base it on the individual's talents and willingness to be inclusive of one another. Our roles as content creators come with a responsibility because many identify with Hollywood as being the face of America. And with that said, part of our responsibility is to be inclusive of those who make up the largest minority set of individuals. So here's the challenge I have for you. We as content creators, we can cast men and women of different ethnicities when the focus of the story isn't about the character's race. My challenge to you is to be mindful of hiring individuals that are disabled for the same reason. Just because someone may be in a wheelchair or has a prosthetic arm or leg, it doesn't mean that they can't play the role anyone else can if the focus isn't on the disability. Really give that some thought. This can help shift the way those who are disabled are viewed in our society. I should mention, as someone who has become disabled, I was forced to learn to focus on what I can do and not what I no longer can do. This is something each and every one of us who are disabled do every day. But my disability is non-visible. I had a cardiac event and stroke years ago. I had no idea at the time the turn my life was about to take. Within 12 hours, the career I spent most of my life building in entertainment was in the most part over. Out of over 2,000 contacts I had in and around the industry from all over the world, a very large majority of them treated me like I never existed. I was even told I was disappeared. Over the course of the next few weeks, another 3 called me to wish me harm. Some of them wishing me dead, and even a handful showed up at my home just wanting to tell me to my face that I'm lower than dog crap, along with some shoves and threats of physical violence. Every single one of them I've known for well over 10 years, consider them good friends, and have spent time with their families. To add insult to injury, from the over 2,200 contacts on my phone they had tied with on projects and for resources internationally, my phone went from ringing around the clock to maybe twice a month within 12 hours. When you hear someone say Hollywood is a very small town, I can assure you, it very much is. Over the next few months, I was hustling around the clock to find work. The small handfuls of interviews I had knew of who I was, and to say they were rude to me is a huge understatement. I didn't get a single offer to work on a project for another 2 years. By the time that I did, my cognitive functioning, memory, and the ability to do just basic life things was a real struggle to do. Other neurological issues have developed and have left me disabled. Even now, to have a short conversation is difficult to speak, difficult for me to follow or even remember shortly afterward. I shared this very personal story with you because out of my own experiences and within the entertainment industry, I was reminded that due to the false perception by others of me not being able to serve them or their project's needs, I am no longer of value. This is all because the Hollywood machine only cares about making money. The bottom line is that no matter what life has thrown at you, take it all lightly and don't take it personally. Find your balance, stay professional, make yourself of value. These are all the traits one needs to succeed at work and in life. Stay focused on what you can do and not on what you can no longer do. Keep pushing on what you can and learn to excel at those things the best that you can. And never forget, just because we may be a little different, we are in no way second-class citizens. Something I like to leave you with. We are all in it together. Each and every one of you is an important part of our future. You are important to the lives of those who surround you. You are important to your communities. You are important to our industry. No matter what, remain optimistic and focused on your goal. Never stop believing in yourself. And always remember, you are the key to your own success. Take a breath, move forward. Together, let's create a revival, a resurgence of Hollywood, and bring back the auteur to cinema. Be an active part of the new Hollywood generation. You are a representative of the new Hollywood generation. You are a representative of the new Hollywood generation. Join Hollywood Unapologetic in our quest to positively empower one another, to empower our industry as we speak openly to industry professionals about the true pursuit of our Hollywood dreams and in life. Hollywood Unapologetic is a continuation of the Pollyanna's tear-soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical series of books designed to help you better prepare for success. It is now our time to strive to be a better version of ourselves and to be inclusive of one another. We, as a community, can grow together and be the change our industry needs. We can find unity together and be the change our future needs. We are the new Hollywood generation. Welcome to Hollywood Unapologetic.